Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, September the 26th. Hard to believe, right? Glad to have you with us. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live at the HCCTV studios for another edition of Up to the Minute. We've got your HCC news and information, some important topics to talk about today, and we're also going to meet one of our celebrity guests joining us shortly. Another celebrity across the district is Diana Burgos. She is our Southeast College campus communications coordinator. And Diana, I can't seem to talk today. Maybe I'm still on vacation. I don't know.
Todd, well, first of all, muchísimas gracias. Buenos dias. Hello, everyone. And thank you for the celebrity part. I don't know about that much, but thank you. I'll take it anytime. I wanted to introduce myself, and I am the Director of Communications at Southeast College. Thank you, Todd, for that very nice introduction. We are live on Houston Community College, this district Facebook page, and YouTube. We're also on X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and at HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Todd, we have quite a show, right?
I know we have a big show today. We've got two very special guests. One of them you're going to be talking to. In fact, let's check in with him right now. We're talking about Chef Ruben Ortega, Executive Pastry Chef, H-Town Restaurants, James Beard finalist, Outstanding Pastry Chef, and a HCC alum. Good to see you, Chef. Thanks for joining us again on the show.
How you doing? Good to see you again. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
We appreciate it. We're going to check in with you and hear all about the great things going on in just a few moments. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to kick things off. You know, last week, the Art Institute of Houston shut down unexpectedly, leaving the faculty, staff, and students out of our students as well out in the cold. Students don't have classes anymore. Well, joining me right now is Dr. Norma Perez. She's the HCC Chief Instructional Officer and Vice Chancellor here at HCC. Dr. Perez, we appreciate you being here with us this morning. Obviously, in the past, when certain institutions, I know like ITT Technical Institute shut down a few years ago, you guys were given a heads up. Y'all didn't know anything about this from what I understand. So now you're looking to reach out to these students.
Thank you for having me, Todd. That is correct. We did not get a heads up. We received the same news that the students received via the media that the Art Institute the Art Institute of Houston and other institutes were closing throughout the nation.
And how can HCC help those students get back on track? I know when ITT shut down several years ago, we had a program for it, and it looks like we've got something to try to help these students out as well.
That is correct. We immediately got into action. We've created a website for these students. All of the courses and programs that are offered by the Art Institute are also offered by Houston Community College. For example, culinary arts, the fashion merchandising, baking and pastry, the audio recording, all of the programs that are currently offered by the Art Institute, Houston Community College also offers. So we want these students to come to HCC, and we want to help transition them from where they are in their current program to connect with where we could connect them within the HCC program.
And that was going to be my next question, because a lot of students are saying, well, you know, I was taking culinary arts and I'm, 1 year into it. Do those credits transfer? Or are we looking to help them with these, with getting them in the right place in their educational career?
The credits will transfer. As a matter of fact, we're working on crosswalks right now. The crosswalk would take their degree and match it to the degree we have here at HCC. That will help us determine what additional courses they need to complete the degree that they started at the Art Institute.
Do you have any idea how many students were attending the Art Institute? And I know this happened nationwide, but in the Houston area, do you have any idea what their enrollment was like?
I think when I looked at the website, I noticed that they had a number close to 400. I'm not sure if that is their correct number. But I did see a number there that indicated about 400 in the Houston Art Institute.
And what's really strange about this is it seems like the information we're getting is very little. It was a generic statement, from what I understand, placed on the door when the students, faculty, and staff went to go get back into to go to work and attend classes. But from what you've heard, did it relate to COVID from what you were understanding?
Yes, I did go to the website to see what kind of information I could find, because we have made attempts to contact the school, because we have had good relationships with the school. We encourage our students to transfer over to the Art Institute because they do have bachelor degree programs. And unfortunately, we have not been able to communicate with the contacts that we have. However, what I read on the website is that it did say that they weren't able to recover as a result of COVID. And so that would indicate to me that enrollment probably wasn't where it was before. It is a private institution as well. So that in itself would indicate that there could have been some struggles in that particular area.
From what I've also heard in talking to people who've gone to the Art Institute, being a private institution, it wasn't exactly affordable either. It seemed like from what I understand, was a very expensive program. But one thing these students can look at is really the affordability and the quality of what they're going to get at HCC.
And that is correct. One of the things that we are encouraging them to do for those students who are on financial aid at the Institute, for them to immediately go to the FAFSA website and indicate that they're interested in Houston Community College. That would initiate that the information that they have provided to FAFSA can then be shared with Houston Community College, which will make it easier for us to be able to look at what resources they have to be able to enroll. The other thing I want to say, Todd, is the fact that we do have 8-week classes that will start in mid-October, that there is a possibility we can get these students enrolled if they contact us immediately to try to get into that second 8-week session that we have.
I know in the past, I mentioned ITT. From what you can recall, you remember exactly how we were able to assist with those students who were left out from ITT in joining HCC?
We basically did what we're doing right now, which is to create a crosswalk to determine what degrees that we're working with at ITT. In that particular case, a lot of them were the computer science area. And so we were able to quickly, again, coordinate the efforts. The advantage we had with ITT was that the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board took an active role in this. And they actually notified the institutions of what was happening with ITT. And they also encouraged each institution to do our best in trying to get those students to enroll at our institution so that they could finish whatever degree they had started at ITT.
For the students who are really left out at the Art Institute right now, what would be your message to them in getting them on here to HCC?
I would tell them that don't be discouraged. There are other ways of which you can complete your degrees. I believe there was an interview with a young man that had like 3 courses to complete. I would encourage him to check with Houston Community College. Let's talk about what degree he was pursuing, and let's see what we can do here at Houston Community College to help him graduate. I know his goal was December. I can't say we can get him there in December, but I'm sure that if not, we definitely can get him there by the end of the next semester, which would be the spring semester. So again, I encourage them, don't give up hope. Please contact HCC. I do believe that we can help you and that we can definitely work with what courses you've already taken and talk about the additional courses that are needed.
And there's a phone number and a website set up for them as well?
That is correct. So they go to the HCC homepage. They will find out all the information that we've posted so far, information about the specific degrees that we offer for them to be able to look at, and they can get an idea in terms of the kinds of courses they might need at HCC. The phone number that we created is our 713-718-2000, option 1. And someone is prepared to work with them, find out what they need, and direct them to the right person.
Dr. Norma Perez, she is our Chief Instructional Officer and Vice Chancellor here at HCC. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
And we are going to have all of the information she was talking about in our social media post after the show. All right. And, there's always proof in what we're doing here at HCC because you can refer to see any of our graduates that can display that for you. And Diana, I know you've got a very special graduate, and I know he can probably relate to what happened with a lot of the students at the Art Institute as well.
I do, Todd. I've been blessed and honored to introduce our next guest is Chef Ruben Ortega, Executive Pastry Chef at H-Town Restaurants, James Beard finalist, outstanding pastry chef, and the honors go on and on and on. And I do have to say, he is our celebrity HCC alum of the day. Wow, what an honor. Welcome back to the show. Bienvenido de nuevo al show, Chef Ortega. Before we get into your background, like I said, you're one of our celebrity alums at HCC. And I have to ask you, what made you choose HCC? And how was your experience here when you came to school here?
Oh, well, before anything, thank you for having me in the show again. I think that HCC is one of the, I will always think that it's like one of the top school on this kind of, not just the culinary program, but also a lot of programs that you fashion. I know because I know some friends that graduated from your school. But I mean, we are talking about 1993 when you enrolled and then I enrolled, and basically at the time it was the right option to do. I don't think at that time if the Art Institute was around, maybe it was. I don't know. I can't remember, but it seems astronomically high on price, and I didn't want to really, I don't really want to spend so many hours at school. So HCC was very flexible back then in the programs, and it was more of a choice, the right choice for me at the time, as was for my brother.
Wow, incredible! That's quite a story. As we heard in the previous segment, our institute students are without a place to go to school. What would you say to the Art Institute students who are now looking for a place to take their classes, especially culinary students?
Well, from the very beginning, I mean, from a long time ago, whenever we had new employees at the restaurant, so they asked me for advice, and they were looking into Art Institute, they were looking into Le Notre School, French school, Le Cordon Bleu, and I always tell them, why do you want to spend so much money when you can get the best education or as good as anywhere out there at HCC? At that time, I think you got right now all your instructors, teachers, chefs, an amazing program that you have there. So I would encourage them to go and really research it. Like I was just hearing about this person 3 months about graduating, and this happens. It's kind of devastating, you know. It puts on hold your dreams, your you know, if you have plans in the future. So I encourage them to go onto their website. They already give the info. Look at it. Go and talk to you guys in person. I will do that. If that happened to me, I will be at your door knocking, like, please let me in.
And we will let you back in immediately, not a problem. So briefly, tell us about your culinary journey. You have quite a history, Chef. When you were where you're from and how you knew what you wanted to work with pastries, because I know your brother is more savory. You're more into the sweet stuff, right?
Well, everything started when we were kids. My aunt was a baker, so I'm pretty good at bakers, but it's something that I like more the pastry side. Just create sweet stuff. You know, it was just a transition when I was going to school in Mexico, and then I decided to come to California first, work at a little restaurant, Italian restaurant, and they buy the desserts. So I learned how to work with really good Italian chefs, and then the opportunity to come to Houston was extended by my brother Hugo, and he's like, "Why don't you come here? And you know, you can go to school, you can do this." And so I was pretty young. I think I was like 19 years old. 20 years old, maybe. And that's when I decided to come over here, work a year at Backstreet Cafe, that we will be 40 years in 2 weeks. It will be 40 years old. The Backstreet's been around. It's our anniversary, so we have a special dinner. And
Wow.
yes, it's a long time. So that's how everything started. He enrolled at HCC, and he came and he's like, "Why don't you just go and you're really good for the sweets. Why don't you just go and try it?" I said, "I'm a good cook, but I said I don't. That's not for me." And I have to say a name here, Chef Eddie Banda. He was my mentor, and we become friends after so many years. We're still friends. And he's the one who told me I went and enrolled. HCC didn't actually enroll. He let me into one of the classes and said, "If you don't like it, don't come back." And I was like, "Okay." So next day I was there. So something was there. So that's basically how land up into the pastry side, onto the sweet side, if you want to call
Oh my
it.
gosh, what a story. I didn't know that. I learn something new every single day. And Chef Eddie is amazing. You have made your way to Houston to work with your brother Hugo, which you briefly mentioned, working at one of the first cafes that you started. But after your whole journey about being in the pastry, do you now oversee all of the, I mean, I understand you're the executive pastry chef, so you oversee all of the pastries at H-Town restaurants, correct?
Yes, we have five restaurants, and each one is individually different. For our restaurant food, Mexican food, I would say, one is Oaxacan, Sochi. Yugos is more regional Mexican, traditional, more arraigado, to the different states of Mexico. Then we have Urbe, that is the newest. There is it's a type of a taqueria counter service with a little bit of a baking goods, and really good margaritas, really good drinks. And then we have, of course, our biggest one, that is Caracol, that is at the Galleria area on Postoc, and that one is more like a Mexican seafood. And Backstreet, that is the mother of all of them, is a Backstreet Cafe. It's a bistro on the River Oaks area, and that's the one that is turning 40 years in 2 weeks. So, and yeah, basically, I'm in charge of all that. I'm in charge of creating new desserts. I'm in charge of ordering, overseeing, train new employees, and all that. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
I bet it is. And working with your brother must be quite an adventure, I bet.
It is sometimes. At times, it is an adventure. You don't know what to expect.
Keep it all in the family. That is awesome. So I know there's certain secrets in recipes that you cannot share too much. But one of the secrets that I do know is that you roast and grind your own chocolate. What do you make from it? I mean, I'm so intrigued about that because I definitely don't have the time to do that.
Well, everything started because that's what my grandmother used to make it, and she was very traditional cook. It was like one of the best cooks in the village where she was born and raised, and she basically was the kind of like a cook that everybody would invite to make their traditional moles for weddings, quinceañeras, or whatever party that she was always involved. She will be the director of all these big cazuelas with moles, rice, and chicken stock and all this. And I remember clearly, and when I was little and growing up, that she was always cooking. That's one of the most precious things. And so she is the one who used to make the cacao on the metate with the metlapile. That's just kind of like a mortar, but it's just it's a very traditional way to grind corn or chocolate, and that's how basically we decided to do that, to bring that here. So we have a grinder that we got in Mexico. It's FDA approved, by the way, before I get in trouble, and everything. And we actually grind it. We roast it. We grind it. The cacao comes from Mexico and Central America, and we grind it, roast it. We mix it with sugar, vanilla, and cinnamon, sometimes almonds. And that's how we make it's a very Creole traditional way to make chocolate. Of course, we can do another applications. We use it for ice cream. We use it for moles, salsas. for all the desserts that are with chocolate. So it's a very a central ingredient for us. And it's actually quite fun to make it. It's kind of loud because it's a stone grinder. We grind it with the stones. And but it's the smell every single time that you make it. The smell is just bring back memories, and you know, it's a lot of fun. I invite you one day just to come and see how the process is. So
I was going to invite myself, actually, Chef. I was going to say,
please.
Tell that. But I do have to ask about this James Beard nomination, because I'm sure that you have done some innovative dishes and pastries in your lifetime. But there was something specially that got you to be to the James Beard nomination, right? Can you tell me a little bit about this?
I think it was through Sochi restaurant or Oaxacan restaurant, because I think we break the mold there. We divide our menu between chocolate and non-chocolate. And we did really put together a team, and we can come up with a really great cutting edge things. Not as much as like a European pastry chef or things like that, just the flavors of it, the unique flavors that we combine to make it really real Oaxacan. Like I'd say, we have the cacao. There is a cocoa pot basically made out of white chocolate, then painted with to be similar to the one you get the cacao from, and we fill it with a bunch of different Oaxacan flavors: chocolate, passion fruit, strawberry, and you know, chocolate. I mean, just like a different kind of like textures. I think our publicist sent one picture, and you can see all the rush inside. It's just amazing. And I think pretty much that was, and I guess that my trajectory for 30 years or so, that kind of like called their attention, and I was nominated in 2022, and I make it to the semifinals. And then, of course, we make it to the finals, and we went to Chicago. We had a lot of fun. We didn't win, but that doesn't really matter. We had a lot of fun, and I was very, very, very proud of my team. I was very proud of my brother and Tracy, that they're like pushing me, always support me. So it was great. I mean, it was a great opportunity, great to be, you know, we've been going there so many times because you was nominated so many times, and he finally won. But it was a great experience, and I will never forget. So it was amazing.
Wow, Chef, I can go on and to talk to you for hours on end, hear about your experiences and your honors. But I want to thank you so much for your time this morning. And Chef Ruben Ortega, Executive Pastry Chef at H-Town Restaurants, James Beard finalist, Outstanding Pastry Chefs. We will have all your information and all the restaurants in our post after the show. So thank you again. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.
Good to see you too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you both. And Diane, I don't know if you've been there yet, but Sochi, incredible place. I went there.
I have.
About a year ago. It was really good. I got to get back out there again. All right. You know, AI is all over the news these days. In fact, there's going to be a congressional hearing on AI soon, and HCC is addressing the subject. In fact, we've got student life tips, which are helpful workshops to assist students in providing their skills or studying habits. The upcoming one this Thursday, you'll want to check out because it's called AI Ethics and Responsibilities. It's virtual. It's a virtual presentation on Teams, and it happens 2 p.m. Thursday, September 27th. We'll provide some information in our link, our post after the show, where you can join them. And there's also an inventathon that's happening involving NASA, and that sounds pretty cool too.
Yes, actually, this inventathon is in a collaboration with NASA, and invites all students to join in a very exciting experience to explore space technology and Earth's sustainability. So they're asking to have faculty that can have an opportunity to mentor the kids as well. And it's a group mentoring project from noon to 4 this Friday, September 29th. It's virtual at West Loop, our Southwest College. And also the Inventathon is next month as well, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, October 29th, again, virtual in West Loop, and we'll have all the information after our show.
Also, acting for film. Check this out. It's the A-Leaf Hayes campus. There's an acting for film course coming up in October, and it's open to the public from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Thursdays in October. All right. It's happening at the A-Leaf Hayes campus in their screening theater. If you want more information, you'll need to register for it. We'll have it in our post after the show. Believe it or not, we're already heading into fall convocation. That's happening a little over a week from now.
I'm so excited about this fall convocation. It's actually going to be October 6th, and it's the first convocation for Dr. Ford Fisher. So I can't wait to hear what she has to say about the college. And we're gearing up for everybody to come and join. So register today. It's mandatory, guys. It's from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Again, Friday, October 6th at the NRG Arena. So make sure that you check our show after the post, so you'll have all the information. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue-tied.
I know, yeah, aren't we all? And you know that there will also be no up to the minute that day, because I'm going to be there as well. So there you go. Faculty exhibition out of longing at HCC's Central College campus. The artist's inspiration is man's need to personify his wishes for what does not exist. This is one of several faculty exhibitions open around the HCC system. It's through November 3rd at HCC's Central Fine Arts Gallery. It is free as well. We're about to wrap up. We want to let everybody know you can still get registered for this semester. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Tomorrow, the police are going to be on the show, and the cosmetology department as well, Diana. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday, Diana.
Thank you so much, Todd. So great to see you.
We'll see y'all tomorrow live at 10 a.m.